Hey everybody, Calvin here, and let me apologize in advance for spamming your sub boxes a little bit the last few days. I am trying to get a video up on my channel every day this week, well, at least every day before Black Ops comes out, and I've got another dual com with Jord coming up, and I figured I would just really get through my save folders here, because I've probably got 50-60 gameplays that I could put up, and obviously no one's going to want to see them, after Tuesday when Black Ops comes out, and I don't blame you. So I just thought I would choose some of my highlights here. This is a ground war domination match on Rundown, and I actually start very poorly. I think I'm like 12 and 11 or 13 and 12 or something before I go on a tear. But big spoiler, there's a bang at the end. And the reason I chose this gameplay is because I started so poorly. I thought it was a good thing to show in the background, because it gives you guys a chance to see that no matter how bad you start, if you just stick with it, you've always got a chance to turn a match around and end up with a good KD or good high kill streaks, or win the game, or something like that. The real purpose of this video today, I'm trying to do an issue a day every day this week, and I want to talk a little bit about community today. And I know that's kind of tired. It's been a fad, almost a meme, for the last 3 weeks or so since Hutch first did a video talking about the YouTube community. And everybody and their mother, and literally sometimes their fathers and brothers and sisters and girlfriends, have done response videos and talked this issue to death. And I want to sort of give you guys a perspective from a much smaller YouTube site, because I think mostly you've been getting commentary and thoughts from people who have much larger channels and have a completely different perspective than someone like I do. 1,800 subs right now, and very small. Don't get a ton of views yet, and I think it's maybe useful to shed a little light for the rest of you on what it's like for the directors with smaller channels. I also sort of want to take this in a slightly different direction than some of the other guys have. I want to talk about three things: the YouTube directors' relationships with you, the fans, the viewers, your relationship with us, and our relationship with each other. And finally, the relationship we all have as gamers with the developers and publishers. In this instance, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and Activision. So let me start here. Fortunately, this is a long video, so I can blabber at you guys for a while. So let me start and tell you what I think it's like for a small YouTube channel director interacting with the fans. In a way, this is the best of both worlds. I can occasionally play with you guys. I can respond to almost every single one of your comments. I can write you back when you write me personal messages on YouTube, and it's easy. It's not a burden for me. I don't mind doing it. It doesn't take up too much of my time, and I think as a result I get to have a little bit of a better rapport with you guys. I get to know you all a little bit better, and in turn you get to know me a little bit better. I mean, when there's 1,800 of you, and maybe 500, 600, 700 that actively watch the videos versus a channel with 18,000 or 50,000, there's a lot more personal interaction. Sorry, my throat always gets so dry when I do commentaries, and I usually try to struggle through it, but today I decided I was going to drink water. Just more useless trivia for you. So I think I'm blessed in a way that the channel is small, and that I've started very, very slowly, and it's given me the opportunity to really interact with people. And I hate posting a message on another guy's video and never hearing anything back. I really do, or sending them a private message, or posting a comment. And that's why I try so hard to respond to each of you guys, because I think you deserve that from me whenever possible. I imagine if the channel continues to grow, it's going to get progressively harder to do. But while I have that opportunity, I really wanted to do that. And I think this sense of community, rather than a sense of entitlement, is what a lot of directors lose when their channels get a little bit bigger. I would say maybe 20,000 subs seems to be the cutoff, where people start to, honestly, where a lot of directors, and no, I will not name any names, where a lot of directors really start to, they start to take their subs for granted. They start to think that their subs owe them something. And I think a lot of those people forget what they did, the reasons they started this in the first place. And I think that's a dangerous thing. Whenever you forget where you come from, I don't care where you are in any walk of life, it's generally going to be a bad thing for you. Obviously, when you're Tabes and you've got 220,000 subs or something absurd like that, there's no way you can interact with all your fans. It's just impossible, and you can't expect the guy to. It's not fair. But when you've got a reasonable number of fans, you really should be interacting with those people. These people are the reason you have views. For some people, it's the reason they make money. And I think it's irresponsible of directors to treat their subs as if they're beneath them, as if their subs owe them something. And frankly, it really bothers me when that happens, and it happens all too often. So obviously, I think that it's important to have a good relationship with your subscriber base. Right here, by the way, is where I turn this thing around and go from absolute mediocrity to having a very good game. So let's switch gears now to how the subs view the directors, and I think it really mirrors the experience the directors have. When you're smaller, the subs feel like they're your friend. They feel like they know you a little bit. They want to talk to you, learn more about you. When you get bigger, I think it tends to sort of mirror the reaction the directors have to the subs, in that they start to take you for granted. They start to think that you owe them something. You owe them vids, you owe them responses, you owe them a friends list spot, something like that. And I think that's where a lot of the hostility comes from between the directors and their subs. And really, let's not fool ourselves. There's a lot of hostility between most directors and their subscribers. It's a very love-hate relationship. They give you a video, you like the video and expect more. If they don't respond the way you want them to, you get pissed off about it. And why shouldn't you? You know, they're entertainers. They're not doing anything special. They're playing a video game. Or do I look out right here? They're playing a video game. They're good at it, and they're providing you some entertainment. So of course you feel some sense of entitlement. All right, now let's talk a little bit about how the YouTube directors interact with each other. For the most part, the community is very cliquish. There are, you know, 10, 20 groups of 5, 10 friends, maybe more, that tend to talk to each other, play games with each other, interact with each other, and for the most part, they tend to stick to themselves. The bigger directors are all going to know each other. They're all going to be on each other's friends lists. They're going to interact and do dual commentaries and things like that. The rest of them, nah, not so much. Honestly, I know it's a little hard for you guys to believe, but and there's the Nuke. Really, for the most part, the directors community is pretty insular. You get you get the British guys, you get the East Coast American guys, the West Coast American guys, you get the guys that have 50,000 plus subs, the guys that have 10, 15,000 subs, and you got the Huppet Gaming guys now, Woody and Bash and Vendro and those guys. And for the most part, everybody is friendly, and there is some support in the community. But let me tell you guys, if you're not well known, if you don't have a friend that's willing to help you out, then you are really shit up a creek, because no one is going to help you, and you are going to have to really start slowly, because it's really hard to get the attention of the other directors. You can have 10, 20, 30 videos on your channel, you can have 10,000 subs, and you can send other YouTube directors messages, and let me tell you, they will straight up ignore them. You will never hear from them again. The reason I tell you this is because I think it's instructive for you all to know that, you know, you may be listening to us and wondering why we never respond to you, or why we can't add you on our friends list. And for the most part, that experience is mirrored every step of the way on up until you get to be one of the top guys. And then, of course, everybody wants to know you, everybody wants to be you, and all that kind of stuff. All right, I'm down to about a minute here, so let me really quickly sum up. And that's talking about our relationship with Activision, Treyarch, and Infinity Ward. And I really don't understand why that relationship has become so hostile. Yeah, look, these guys are making a game, we're spending a lot of money on it, we expect it to be a good polished product, and it pisses us off when it's not, especially when the community managers sometimes really don't do a good job of communicating with us, and that's their fault. It's not our fault, it's their fault. And I understand the anger it brings, but I think for the most part we're getting away a little bit from where we all came from, and that's in remembering that most of the time we love what these guys are doing. We love what they've given us, we love the game they've made, and we have problems with it, but we need to learn to approach those problems constructively. We need to improve the level of dialogue that we have with Activision, with Treyarch, with Infinity Ward, and with each other, because the only way we're going to make changes as gamers in a very isolated and insular community is by doing that, is by improving the level of dialogue, it's by toning down the anger, and it's by communicating more effectively all around. And that is my rant and soapbox for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and come back tomorrow for another one. Thanks.